I had to, let's see, I had to get gloves for work. And then I had to, my son had to pick up a bunch of stuff to fix um, my sensor went out when I was washing clothes. I've been washing a lot of stuff. And what happened was it went out, so I asked him, hey, it's just not spinning no more. It's not taking care of the stuff. So my son cost me more money to fix it. That is the most expensive fucking washer I've ever had. Woo! That sucker is like expensive, all the things that go with it, you know what I mean? So here we are. It is a Saturday. And what am I doing? I will be going to my boyfriend's house. He's working as we speak. And I do believe he's working. And I don't sit there and go, I have to trust my boyfriend till he makes that trust untrustable. But I really have. He has me. He trusts me enough to go into his inner sanctum with thousands of dollars worth of things. And I have to trust him to make the money and to be the hard worker that he is. God, I miss him. I told him I'm going to give you a big old hug when I see you. I'm going to run up and just, you're going to have to pry my arms away. Just, I'm going to be like, ugh, I'm going to keep it for this minute. Keep it. Hi, how are you? John, I found out how to fix the internet. My son was busy and he's been stressed out. He lost his moped that his grandfather gave him. And it needed work, but it's because it's a symbolization of, you know, something he really liked to fix up, and his moped got stolen. Yeah, no, I'm not joking. My next door neighbors told us the FBI is investigating the house I want to ghost hunt. It's in my area. I can see it. The FBI, you ask my next door neighbors. The ones over here, the police officers that live over there. Yeah, the peacekeepers. They said that, yes, it is being investigated. The house that is abandoned, that has 10 acres behind my house, is being investigated. They found dead bodies in there. That's why. It's being investigated because they found dead bodies, like more than one. I'm not joking. I'm really not joking. I'll even, if you want me to, if you don't believe me, I'll have my son is the one who told me. That's who I learned it from. I didn't learn it from anyone else. My son said, well, where'd you hear it from? Well, our neighbors. And I go, wow. So yes, the FBI is investigating a house that's abandoned here in my not in my neighborhood, but near my neighborhood. There's 10 acres that is attached to the house that's behind. Yeah. So if you're wondering, if you think I'm joking, I really am not joking. I'm not joking. The FBI is investigating here in Pahrump. Yeah, because dead bodies were found in this abandoned house. I'm not putting the address out. We are not having any more problems come to Pahrump. Yeah, dead bodies. We'll be talking about people. Christina hated dealing with me because I started to know how to deal with her. She was what you would call a narcissist. Oh, she was a sweet narcissist when she wanted something. But boy, when we got into an argument, she went. What she does. And I don't know how to say this. She had what you call, some women during that time of the month have what called a period cup, and took her period cup and took all that blood and splooshed it all over her apartment and looked like a bloodbath. And I got somebody and ran away, got mad. Oh my God. And that's just me saying, hey, you know, no, I can't do this. I can't. Had a bunch of people thinking I was evil, and I said, I don't have a vehicle right now. She knows I can't do that. Yes, I promised her, but what am I supposed to do? She's telling me to rent a vehicle, and I go, sweetheart, I don't got the money to do that. I got to pay my bills and then I can come down there. Because I was in the high desert in California and she was in LA. Yeah. There's a way on my phone to, because I have a Starlink. It's all set up to my satellite. Now, if you do want to get Starlink, it's a lot easier. Guess what? If you're going to pay a year's worth of Starlink, you can get a free satellite. And it, yeah. Oh, thank you. And they're really they must have Trump must have cut their budget a lot to get, you know. I can understand my son's tools, but my son's moped was in pretty bad shape. It was mainly his grandpa gave it to him, and he wanted to fix it up. You could get a moped with that moped's not even a runnable rope. We couldn't get it, you know. It is what it is, you know. They have learned their lesson. All the cameras I bought, mind you, I bought $1,000 worth of cameras about 4 years ago, and they never got put up. One got put up. My son goes, I don't like that brand. So finally I told him, look, I know I need to upgrade the cameras, and I'll do it this year, but I need to know a good brand and a good thing. So I'm going to look into it more so. And see about upgrading. But, you know, we're using all the cameras I bought now. You can. Actually, when they tell you, I used to have a thing, you can look on Starlink and they'll tell you if it's going to be in your area. Because I have it on my phone. If I had a computer and stuff, I'd show you. This is a Starlink thing and what it looks like. It's really interesting. What I do is, when I had my pool, I want to get another pool. I'm just too broke for that. I used to lay in my pool and watch them go over. Just lay like that and watch them. It was amazing. I loved it. I really did. So I have been kind of like what you call, it's like trying to help myself out and with my health and stuff to keep it up, to keep it better, to make it even better than what it is. So I have been eating oatmeal. But let's talk about keeping you guys from dating shitheads, psychopaths. Yeah. I remember my father giving me the best fucking advice that I have always used. And when I use it, it works out great. When I don't, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Last night, Raphael told me what this version
He had told me, when you date and you know that person's married, you have no relationship, really. You could think you do, but who's going to win, really? And that's the whole thing, you know, if a woman is going to not like her husband after a short time, or a man, and you know what my ex used to use all the time, because I was 18 when he got married. He's years older than me, and he said he was young and didn't know what he was doing, and that's what he would tell these women, because they would call up and tell me. I mean, back then, cell phones didn't have the lockage that they do now, you know? So he would say that I was crazy for getting these phone calls. So I started recording them and letting my mother-in-law listen. Yeah. He quit a bit, but he just kept going back. And I'd hear stuff from my dad. And sociopaths, when they get upset, when you tell them that they are cheating, they go, oh, no, you're cheating. You're the one cheating. They will always try to blame it on you. They'll blame it on somebody else. What you do is you walk away and you say nothing. You get evidence and you show people, because they will never, if you happen to be in a relationship with a sociopath, it's very hard to get rid of them. They're like getting rid of roaches. It took me three times of trying to get divorced. So finally I got to the point where I'm like, I'd rather be dead than with this person. I really would. So I had to make a battle plan. He left me for 2 months when I needed him emotionally. And he just went out and just did his own thing. Came back and I said I want a divorce. I didn't ask him. You know what I did last time? I asked, can I have it? No, I want a fucking divorce and I'm getting it. When you're dealing with those people, I got to get a whiteboard and I'm going to start writing on it. I'm going to tell you, first of all, when you first see a sociopath, the difference between a psychopath and a psychopath has absolutely no feeling toward anyone. They don't have no emotions. And a sociopath has all the emotions and everything. They make a mountain out of a molehill. They think somebody's going to build them if you're making a table, they might even think that you built it heavy on purpose. You're doing this on purpose. You're being mean. You're just an evil person. They'll be the ones that when they steal from you, the sociopaths will look for your check after they have already cashed it and have it in their pocket. A psychopath will let you have your cash. They'll kill you and take it. That's the difference. Boy, did I work with sociopath. Woo-wee. She was crazy. She told me she killed somebody, but I was like, oh, I'm just staying away from your crazy ass. Christina was a fun narcissist. Oh, I loved it. She had different boyfriends with different vehicles, and sometimes I got to drive them. They were all trucks.
Maybe that's what heaven is.
Hey, Carrie, how you doing? How was your weekend? Did you get off work? Yeah, Elon, I'm telling you, I usually have good internet. Yesterday was the crap internet. I was like just blown away. My son was fucking with our camera systems and stuff, and I had to reconfigure it, and he told me just if it's, yeah.
I was right about another thing, too.
Carrie's doing good, I hope. Yeah, we're just talking about some of the people I've known. Usually they come out real sweet. It doesn't matter if they're a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath. They always have the thing of starting off real nice. And the reason why I keep talking about it is because I'm afraid that somebody, let me tell you this, John. I dated a guy, and after 24 hours of hanging out with me, he said he loved me. I thought he was crazy as fuck. That's when I said, you know what I'm going to do? I just said, I can't be with you. I'm breaking up. You can't tell people that you love them after 24 hours. And it just, yeah, it is what it is, you know?
That's what I'm going to do with them.
So, Carrie, how's everything going with you? I'm going to burn a... So, yeah. When you deal with people like that, most people will not seek help, and they will not want to get help. They will not want to raise their vibrations. They'll come off really nice. The only way you're going to find out in some cases, and I'm going to be very honest, don't have sex with them fuckers. It's like trying to get rid of roaches or rats. You know, sometimes it's just very, very hard, and it's easier to wait. Ah, shoot. Well, my son had his moped, well, a moped that was older, that was given to him stolen, and some of his tools, and he's all, yeah, everyone's been bitching. Mind you, Carrie, I bought a lot of video cameras that didn't get put on. I said, so, if you don't like them, what I told my son, you guys buy them. I bought them with my money. No one said, hey, Steph, let me give you advice. I asked you guys for advice, and I looked and looked and looked for a good month, and finally I said, we need to do something. We need to know what's going on. So now we have video cameras all in our, trust me, they're all in our backyard.
Hey, are you guys sure you still want to do this with me?
I was already living my life like a hermit.
Well, my new guy, it works a lot. That's what he tells me, and that's what I'm going to go with until I find out otherwise. And he's been working pretty good. Brandon, I tell him sometimes he'll put nice things like good morning, and there'll be something on the side, not a heart or anything, but, and sometimes when I wake him up, because I know he gets up about 6, because sometimes he has to be there at 8, so he'll be kind of grumpy, he'll say morning and that's it, but I like to, message him. I'm more of the messenger, but sometimes I'm like him, I forget. He's been very honest with me and looked me in the eye and telling me stuff. That's how you know they're lying. When they're lying, they're not looking you in the eye. When they are, say they're talking to you and they're thinking, and you see them looking up, they're thinking. If they cross their arms, they are non-approachable. That means that they don't, even if they went to a date and they're sitting at the date and they're like this,
Lizzie can send you back.
You're not seriously suggesting I go.
I would consider that dating experience a washout. I would. I've had a guy do that. You know what? I think that we have too many, what I told the guy, we have too many differences. I'm going to pay, I just think that I'll pay my end, which was what I ate and what I drank, because I really didn't care to get nothing from this guy at all. I paid my shit and left. I'm not going to put up with someone thinking that they're Jesus Christ. Nobody is Jesus Christ and nobody is God. Get that out of your thing with me, because there's only one, and if you're trying to put out that you think you're Jesus Christ, you're not going to make it in a date with me. But Brendan's working really great. He's just a nice person, Oh, I've had cameras. They just need to be put up. My son said, "Oh, I'll do it." 3 years go by and he gets his shit stolen. Suddenly he's putting up them fucking cameras, huh? It just is what it is. I got the materials. All they had to do was do it. I said, Devin, we may not have a pool, but we have air conditioning. So if it gets hot, you just come in the house, get cooled off. And I said, take a couple hours break. You don't do it at 12 and 2 o'clock, You want to do it later in the evening. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Guess what, guys? What's happening in 3 days? In 3 days, you remember about the telegraphs about the sun flash that happened back in the early 20th century? Don't quote me. I think it was 1910. That time we had telegraph wires that got caught on fire. Well, in 3 days, they're going to happen again. So please be prepared enough to have some water and a little bit of non-perishables that do not need to be refrigerated, just in case. I'm just putting it out there. It is supposed to be way bigger than the flare that happened in that time frame. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything.
Because you're an all-seeing oracle.
What I'm going to do is Monday, I'll have a 12 o'clock show, and I will talk about that guy again. I don't know. I think everything was just the internet and stuff was just cuckoo. Yeah. Yes. Oh, it's 1859. Thank you. See, John's my man. I can't live without you. But I think if this guy messes up, or if he doesn't, he starts lying to me, or I start finding out shit, I'll just go, hey, you know what? We're just not a match. Thank you. But I just want to have a good relationship, you know? The toilet paper stock up. I remember that. Oh my God. That was horrible. I really go. You know what was funny? I just so happened to went to Costco, and they had a toilet paper sale. So well, it's not like you're not going to use it. You know what I mean? So I get the toilet paper, I get the coffee, the things I usually get, and as I'm waiting, as I'm putting this stuff in, over the news on the radio, my son goes, hey, it's a good thing we bought extra toilet paper. People are buying them up in Pahrump. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah. So they have a lot of good cops. All right. I'm here. I finished up my conversation. We're going to, after work Tuesday, I am going to clean up, and then I'm going to go to his house and hang out with him and take sleep there, to get some sleep and go to work.
Be right back. I'm gonna go kill her. Thought we were looking for a listen.
I'm sorry.
Dude, she chose to go. All right, let her go. Besides.
Oh, the things that suck when you don't have a computer. Oh, I got to get that done.
Be in the first three or after lunch, unless you can be second to last. There's a whole science to this stuff.
Hey, Grizzly.
So,
I'm astral projecting. Listen, the necromancer.
oh, no one's here. I can smoke some weed.
So he sent a monster to distract the school.
I'm so sorry, guys.
He's a monster. He can trick you into believing anything he wants.
Are you on the necro side?
Sure. Except I can't figure out how to not care about you. Look, I gotta go. Don't be a hero for once. Get out. Even if you figure out who the monster is, no one will believe you.
So oh, hi everyone. Yeah. Oh yes, I'm still here. I'm still here. What happened was we're trying to figure out, because my boyfriend's in Vegas and I'm here in Pahrump, and I just said to him, look, I really need to see you. Like, I really need it. I need, he's really busy, and he has July and August where it's a little bit slower. And he's like, got to pay the bills and stuff. So I said, well, it'll be great, I just haven't seen you and I miss you a lot. So he said, well, how about Tuesday and Wednesday? Well, I can't take it off, but I can get off work Tuesday and go after work, and then goes directly straight to work. Just to spend some time so I can, spend time with my guy, my boyfriend. Oh, good, Carrie. Yeah. I'm not drinking. I'm just smoking weed. This is just a bobly. This is my bobly. I'm drinking fish eggs. Oh, good. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, I thought I was going tonight. That's okay. I get to clean. I gotta be positive, because I still got my laundry stuff to do. Ooh. I'm happy. I got everything I need. I got oh, well, let me show you this hat I got at the, when I was shopping a while ago with, my friend Sid, and I got, this is my favorite. And then, if you don't go with my outfit, I don't know what to do. I better put this on like this. There we go. Gryffindor.
I'm the monster.
I love it. If you're in a relationship where someone acts real nice, I would hold off and bringing you to your inner sanctum. I have several friends who have what I call a double life. They are a stand-up comic. There's something else in the world where they make a little extra cash. They don't make millions. Some do, but I don't. You know what I mean? I know. But their double life, they don't bring into people they don't know. You know what I mean? People you can't trust. So if you can't trust them, or you trust them now, but a week from now you won't, or let's put it this way, guys, women, everyone, please be careful to bringing people in your inner sanctum, because people do get killed. And I worry about people. You should not bring anyone in your inner sanctum for 3 to 4 months. My dad never did. Okay, all right, we can meet up. Let's see. What's the third? Let's do some bowling. I haven't sucked at something real good lately, so we could do some bowling. I'll rent the shoes and everything. I was thinking of joining a bowling team, but they said, yeah, I'm bad. I'm you don't want me on your bowling team. But we can meet over where they have the bowling. We can do some bowling. Let's just have some fun. I'm crazy. Okay, so my dad told me this. Let me give you some advice that my father did. And when I ran with it, it was fine. When I quit using his advice, guess what? I got in trouble. My dad told me, don't mess with married people. I'm going to add something to that. Don't mess with someone who's dating a crazy person. Like they're fucking cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. All right. When they're dating a crazy person, they're saying that they have just broken up with them. You tell them that is very fine. I think that you should, get back with her, because it's going to be that next week. I had a person I worked with every week. He was fighting with this girl. You know you love her. That's what I would say. You know you love her, and that's it. Boom. All right. When you're dealing with somebody who is real nice, I'll guarantee it in 3 or 4 months, it won't be the same way. And I would not bring them into my inner sanctum, especially if they said they love me. My guy said it the first day. I hung out, I love you. Please don't say that. I kept telling him that too. I said, it's not right. I don't know you. I don't. Love is when you've been with someone through thick and thin. Now, you know what I mean? You've been through some shit. You got a boyfriend and he's with you. He's calling you up going, I got to get with you, and let's make a plan. I love that. I love when plans are made. He's saying, I don't want to go to work and be all tired and stuff. Okay, we both tire each other out. I go Monday and I'm like, oh boy, I had fun. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm not going to see him this weekend. I'm going to see him Tuesday. He's a bit busy at his work. So, Brandon's busy. I didn't believe him. I really do.
I'm fine, Joe.
I really like him a lot. He's just, I said, I told him I love hanging out with you. You're just fun. And it's not just fun, sometimes he'll get cross with me and kind of angry with me. He has a roommate that likes things super quiet. And you know me, sometimes I forget I'm inside. And I go, woo! Another thing my dad told me, what I'm going to add on to the thing that I said about married people, if they're crazy, if they're dating someone crazy, consider that wait for him to date a couple more women that are crazy. I don't know. What I would say is be careful who they have as exes, because they could hurt you. They could do other things. And a piece of paper that's stating that they have to stay away is not going to do much. So a lot of times, I would say if you live in Pahrump and I live in Pahrump, guess what? I'm going to be buying a gun soon. I'm going to learn how to use it. I'm going to go to the gun range. I'm going to start shooting it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to empower myself. You know, it'd be cool is if I could get my boyfriend to go and meet up too, but you'll just be meeting me. I mean, if it's July though, see, July is a slow time of his work. That's what he said, and I said I really want to spend some time with you. I mean,
Apparently, Dr. Saltzman used to be this badass hard-boiled vampire hunter. And I think Caroline was one of his students.
so, oh god, oh shoot, I got my show going.
I have no idea what I really want this play to be about. I have no idea what
I gotta turn the volume down. I'm sorry guys if you're hearing my let's see volume.
Maybe there's a missing piece.
What do we need for a TV, you damn thing? There we go.
What if?
I got two different ones. One's right on the bed and one's near here, so I can have easy access to my TV. I got my thing to put on for this weekend for my TV stand and everything, and I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to have a TV stand, and I'm going to redo my bedroom. I'm bringing in stuff, so I got a lot of stuff to do. Oh, here I am. I'm going off subject. Oh. So when you're dealing with that person and you want to find out if they're really, true to you, the best thing to do is not bring them into your inner sanctum for 3 to 4 months. And if you feel that that person shouldn't be brought in ever, then don't. Don't feel bad. That's your feeling. I've had friends, though, that used to be walked on. I treat everyone the way I want to be treated. I do the same thing, and then when they shit on me, I treat them the way they shitted on me, and they don't like it. I've had several people try that, and it only goes so far. And you can only treat someone nice. It's like, okay, I turned the other cheek. I've turned this cheek and these cheeks, and that's it. I'm treating you the way you're treating me, and you're going to get what you deserve. And that's how I feel. I feel that if they treat me well, I will do the same. And yeah, I do forgive a lot of people with their trespasses. I had a friend who told someone at work stuff that was what you would call, it wasn't true news. It was 6 to 9 months old news that I'm like, I'm happy here. I'm not talking about leave. I'm talking about maybe doing other things, but no, I'm happy. I don't know where you get this idea. I want to leave because I'm like, I don't know who told you this stuff, but I haven't been talking to that person about my private inner sanctum stuff for 9 months. So the intel is old. It kind of peed me off, but I was like, it is what it is. People get jealous and they blab shit. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. John, you're just a sweetheart. Yeah, you said about meeting up. Let's go bowling. Or wherever you want to meet. I don't care. Yeah, we're 6. Oh, I lost him. He's such a sweet person. He's a real good friend. I want to get a bike. Okay. It's not just a bike. All right. And you guys, it's a Pee Wee Herman bike. And it's in Florida. And it's pickup only for $500. I want to have my friend 6 pick it up for me and see how much it will cost to deliver it. Shoot, I'm almost tempted to say if I can get a plane ticket, but then I gotta stay somewhere and all that shit, so I'm gonna see how he can deliver it, Yeah, bowling at the... Yes, boundaries. That's another thing. You put boundaries. I don't want you to call me at a certain time. I don't want you to come over my house. You put boundaries like also, look, I don't feel comfortable with you. Say you're a girl and your guy friend brings his friend over to use your home gym. Okay, say you have a home gym. It's in the garage. All right? And he's using it and he's saying things to you, and you tell your significant other, and he makes no big, you go, no, don't bring your friend over. I don't feel comfortable with that when I'm here. You could do it when I'm gone. You got boundaries. Don't call me at 1 in the morning or my house, the regular home phone. Put boundaries where you don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with you calling me boyfriend. We've just met. I don't know if it's going to work or if it will. So let's call it I'm your friend. That's a boundary, and that's very important. Thank you, John. Oh, I am so blessed with some beautiful people. John is our wonderful person who keeps me together. Thank you. So yeah, boundaries are one of the most important things. If someone, I have boundaries that have been given by Brandon, and I have given him my boundaries and told him, you know, what I feel about this, that, and whatnot, and he's respected them. If they do not respect your boundaries, they will not respect your feelings. That's just a point blank, and that's another way to test before you bring them into your inner sanctum. Really, if you tell them, look, I'm going to have my phone off for 5 hours. Say I'm a director, and it's noted that it has to be quiet on the set. You have a director, you're going to turn off your phone for 5 hours. Would you trust someone? Yeah, I would. I don't need, if you put boundaries because you have work or whatever, I'm like, oh, yeah, I won't. I don't want somebody to lose their job because I'm calling them every 5 minutes. Another thing is, and this is what I tell people, I know you get very nervous. Do not drink on dates. I don't even smoke weed anymore. After this one, I was stuck there in my car going, God help me. I'm like, no more. Nope, no more weed. You don't know if you're dealing with somebody who will lie to you. The guy wasn't going to hurt me in that sense. He would hurt me in the fact that he would lie. He didn't look at me, and that bothered me. He didn't clean his place, and it was filthy. Yeah, it was filthy. In my sense, it should have smelled good. It should have looked good. You're having a good-looking woman come over, and it looked like the last time it was cleaned was when he rented it. So I thought to myself, I gotta go. This is not what I want. And I left. And yeah, I hurt his feelings, but unfortunately, he also didn't tell me he had an ankle bracelet. Hi, Daphne. How are you? Yes, I was talking with my boyfriend, Brandon. We're going to meet Tuesday. Not meet, but I'll go to his house Tuesday because he said this weekend's kind of, busy for him. And, he made up an excuse. I really wanted to go. But then I thought, well, he's getting off work and it's Saturday and he's having to work Sunday. And his weekend is Tuesday and Wednesday. So I told him after I get off work, I'll just pack up a thing to go. Yes, I can even stay longer, So here I am. I'm not drinking, but I do have this. This is the neon. It's only 13.699%. It's like 13%. It's a very mild, So today I was really busy. I finally got gloves for work. My hands, thankfully, Gary gave me some some mismatched gloves, but it worked enough. This is what I bought because my hands have been kind of hurting, and I heard exercising your hands is better than getting I got this. It's better than getting this for like your hands for movement. So I got it to help me at work. I'm still trying to learn how to use it. But when you're dealing with that, don't bring them into your inner sanctum. I would say 4 months at least. And to be honest, try not to have sex. Because once you do, it's like you're stuck with this piece of work. They have these arrows in here. They'll show you, and you go like this. and you're supposed to go around. I go like this. Our bodies can heal itself. We just got to figure out the cheat codes for it. Anyway, boundaries. If they don't respect your boundaries, they won't ever respect you. And that's the truth. I should know. I really should. So I'm I try to be very respectful. I've been meditating and doing stuff. I had a very busy day. I went in. Then afterwards, oh God, and Home Depot was expensive. I got to fix my washer. It cost me over $50 for little parts. I'm like, crap. So I went and did that. And I also got Chinese food. I know it's got that stuff, but I drink lots of water and I don't eat a whole bunch at once. I got it. So, yeah. Don't bring people you don't know. If you don't know them for over a year, in any situation, consider the fact there's some real good liars out there. Unfortunately, the reason why I am trying to be up on this is because my mother was the most evil fucking son of a bitch and witch and everything. And I hate to say that. She used to take thousands of dollars from old people. And I tried to warn them all the time. My mother was evil. And I mean evil. They talk about people, how the scam artists take 50, 60 bucks. That's pocket change for my mom. My mom was the scam artist of the 70s. She wouldn't have done well in this time frame, but oh boy, she really was bad. Old people, in dealing with their banking accounts and dealing with helping them out, she would get into their banking accounts eventually. You know how they leave out their checks and stuff? Yeah, she cleaned out one couple where they had to spend the rest of their lives in a crappy place. It wasn't even a house. It was like they had to be in, they were married, but they were in separate rooms in a cheap place, to be taken care of because my mom took everything. Huh? Yeah, she was bad. And I'm embarrassed, but I have to tell you guys, she would look people in the eye, and she had no feeling. She was a psychopath. She had no feeling, and she would tell people, "No, I didn't take that." She was mean. She was really mean. And she ruined a lot of lives, and I'm not even joking. My grandma used to call her Lilith. She was not very nice. She stole my identity and Bob Royho. Yep, she did. So I'm trying to warn you guys so you guys don't get taken financially. Because I feel, even though she was my mother and I had nothing to do with that, and I grew up with my dad, the state of California in 1970, if you were to get divorced, they would just automatically give it to the woman. Oh no, the judge looked up and said, no, we'll give it to the father. He's done above what we asked, and we'll take it as that. And I lived with my dad in Michigan. I was very thankful. My mom was not a parent. She couldn't cook. The only thing that woman could cook was omelets. Everything else she burned. It tasted like crap. That's the only thing she could cook was omelets. That was it. That was it. That's where the buck stopped. She couldn't cook nothing. She couldn't make nothing. I would sit there and go, "And you're a nurse?" God damn. One day I just looked at her and I said, "Jesus Christ, my dog's smarter than you." Yeah, I hate to say that. I used to sit there and say mean things, but yeah, that was, she did a lot of bad things. She caused If I told you even more, you would just look, just put it this way. She was evil, and I was so grateful that the state of California was smart enough to put me with my father. My father taught me to iron, to cook, clean, to do arithmetic, to even write some computer things that the teacher got mad. The teacher was a computer teacher and got mad at me for outdoing him because I was a woman. And that's what he told my dad, and it pissed him off. He said, you know what I told my daughter? She can be the president of the United States. And he laughed and he goes, yeah, right. And he goes, yeah, a woman could be a president. They're no different. No. That guy, Mr. Stelter, pissed off my dad so bad. He came up to him and said, you treat my daughter, do what you did in front of me, and if she tells me, I will get you fired. I didn't know how he was going to do it, but he was that pissed. Yeah, he said, God, Mr. Stelter really doesn't believe in the rights of women, is what he told me. He was like, oh, pissed off. Oh, I'm going to get him. He believed that women should have rights, especially if you work for them and you are a hard worker. And my dad said he didn't, he told him in his class with a room full of people what he did wrong. And pretty much my dad told him where to go. And yeah, right in front of my class, I thought, my dad's my hero. My dad's my hero. He thinks women should have rights. And he feels and so when I work with people and I go out on a date, and you know that thing where the man goes, oh, it's a woman's work. You ever hear you say that in my presence and I'm on a date with you, I will get up and I go, you know what? I think that, we're done. Bye. And I do not feel bad about leaving a date because you might be avoiding that bullet, is what my dad would say. And I really believe that. A lot of people are afraid to hurt. Don't be afraid. You have feelings too. I know you do, and I know there's nice people out there, but sweethearts, you all can't be too nice. You got to go and think about this. Is your life worth it? Is that person crazy enough to pick up a gun or a knife or a crossbow and try something? Think about that. Think how nice they were when you first met that person with a crossbow looking at you and going, I'm going to kill you. All right? Save the sex and talk about it, but save it for 3 to 4 months. And I can guarantee it. When you tell a sociopath or psychopath that you want to save sex for, save it for a while before you get to know them, they'll move on, and you will be the luck of that. You will avoid that bullet. Let somebody else get that crazy pants elsewhere. Really. Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I know. I know the China MSG. Well, I'm not. I guess I'm looking at the point. I'm not eating a whole bunch at once. I had just a little bit, Well, my son liked my food, and he goes, "Well, Mom, you know what?" I go, "What?" And he goes, "Can I have half of your food?" I go, "Sure." I share. So I have this. This is my new adopted cat. His name, as you've learned, I got a set of 2 because I wish to God, I go, God, I really would like another cat for Bobby, and his name's Bombay, and he loves me. He'll just sit here when I'm really, one day I watched a movie and it made me cry, and he came up to me and he laid his head on my heart, and he went and he massaged me. He went, I'm going to make you feel better. I'm not going to make you, oh. Bombay is a sweetheart. And I got a new water bowl for him that is in a stainless steel and has the water come out. So now Bombay can drink it better. Oh, he's such a sweetie. So yeah, I got 2 black cats. And I'm very lucky. Time is what's going to stop that person. And if they feel that they need to come over your house after you put boundaries and saying, hey, you know, I'm having family and friends over, and you tell them the deal, but I really want you not to come there. I want to be with my family. I have those boundaries. And if that person came over unannounced, I would consider, if they're going to cross those boundaries, they're going to cross others, and you should break up with them. I know it sounds bad. And I know that you're going to, oh, I'll hurt their feelings. You know what? Your feelings were hurt when you had your gal pal, because she's not even a girlfriend, you know, or she might be a girlfriend, and she's say she's causing problems in the party that she wasn't invited to or whatever. You have boundaries, and if you don't put them up, don't complain, but leave it at least 3 to 4 months before you have sex. Guaranteed, if they're crazy and they're starting shit, you will be breaking it off in a month or less, or in 2 months, and you go, wow, that saved me a point of crazy. You know, I had one guy that I was dating, and he was saying, well, when do you get tested? I go, I got tested a month ago, and I'm only seeing you. So, you know, that's what I was saying a while back. You know, I had a conversation with one of my exes, and I said, yeah, you know, I've been, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get tested again because I'm just seeing you. And you said you got tested and you're fine. And I go, he goes, yeah. And I go, we're good. But if you have boundaries that you don't look at and you let them cross, then it's your fault. You're letting them do that. I have walked out at least, oh geez, let's see, I'm trying to think how many did I walk out on. 1, 2, 3. I walked out on 6 dates that I knew. I started to read books and watch videos on YouTube that stated that. Really. That if they, you know, if you have that feeling, psychic feeling, your stomach's gurgling weird, you know, you might say, hey, let's meet another time. I think this wasn't a good day for you. And then block the person. I'm being honest. I've done it. I have. This one guy was so drunk when he came to the bar that he wanted to meet at over in Pahrump. I'm like, I don't drink on dates. Why? I wait 3 to 4 months before I drink on dates, and I don't have sex on dates. So you'll be waiting 3 or 4 months, but we could talk for 3 or 4 months in that time to learn if we're compatible. He looked at me at his 6, he had 6 beers, by the way, and he goes, I'm good. I shook his hand and left, and as I'm walking out, I used sanitizer after I was done shaking his ass. Oh, God. But I've walked out on 6 dates because I've realized some guys have lied to me. I had a guy that had his ring finger, where you have your wedding band. It actually had a tan line with it, and I mentioned that, and he said, oh yeah, you're not wearing it now. I think that you should tell your wife you're on a dating site. And I got up and I left. I've done it. I'm not dating married men. I just don't. It don't go in my program, and I stay away from that. They'll be my friends, my brothers. That's where it ends. And I play by my dad's rules and a little added ones for mine. Because doing with a crazy girlfriend was scary. They came to my work, took my picture of my vehicle. I'm so glad we park different now. I just washed my vehicle. My son goes, why do you have to scrub your vehicle and everything? I got clay on my Jeep. And the only way to get that clay off is you go and you scrub it with the scrub brush with the soap, and you go all over. Usually I would pay $3, but when I paid $3, I couldn't get all the clay off. So I scrub it. So it cost me $5. No big deal. Jeep looks good too. I have that. Yeah. It's just a little. I don't got much money left, but I got everything so far this taken care of, and I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful for everything I have, my friends, and you know, I want everything to work out good. So, yeah. And I found out it was my boyfriend was cheated on by his wife, and he was like, "Hey, I just be up and above on everything," and I'm like, "No problem," you know. 95 tomorrow's 5 degrees cooler. I remember in 3 days. There's going to be a solar flare that's bigger than the last one that we had, way bigger. So I hope everyone stays safe. I miss you, John, though. I miss talking to you. You always had my back, even when I didn't know it. You know, it's always good. Watch people's eyes. And watch, the one thing I've noticed with sociopaths that like to screw, anybody that would walk into a room, we had these sociopaths that would, this one sociopath would just like, if a man walked in, she'd be watching, oh yeah, there's a new one she can ride. If you see someone do that all the time, then obviously you do not want to date them because they're dating the whole neighborhood. Let's just be honest. Don't think you can change people. That's another thing. You cannot. You accept them the way they are, as they are. Don't think that they're going to suddenly become really nice. If you think that you're going to change them, I thought I could change mine too. Yeah, that's a no-go. Trust me on that one. It is a no-go. You can't change them. You can't make them better. You're not going to make them better. They're going to, if they want to get better, they'll do it on their own. Yeah. I know it's got the MSG. I thought about that today when I bought it. And I go, well, I'm not eating a whole bunch. And I'm having with, okay, white rice. So, well, I got my boboli. I haven't drank anything for over a week, so it'll help take care of. Drinking alcohol actually raises your heart rate, and it also does a lot of things, so it wasn't doing me good at all. It was making me very weird. Let's see what's on TV. I got the volume real low. I know MSG. Still no MSG. I don't know if they put it MSG. Oh well. Anyway, I really don't want to see you guys get taken. My mom made people trust her, and she would go into all their inner sanctums. I'm not even going to tell you that she caused a guy to hang himself. Oh yeah, she did. She did. She was very, very evil. My grandmother did not like my mother, and she was evil as you can get. And I'm not kidding you. She would go to church and praise God and go, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. Go home and beat the crap out of her kids. And trust me on that one. She tried to kill me. And I was saved. One of my mom's friends, this one lady, she was so sweet. She was this neighbor of ours. She was our friend. She'd run up. She was from Alabama, and she'd go, you go get that crazy woman. She gonna try to kill her daughter. You go get. She was trying to kill me. She was putting my head into the toilet and trying to drown me. Oh yeah, she really did not get her kids when my parents got divorced. Oh yeah, my mom was not nice. She was a very evil person. And you know what I told her? I said, that's why when she had Alzheimer's and I would stand behind her and she'd go, oh no, I did this. She did not do it. I was shaking my head because that's how the doctors found out the real truth of the reason why her sugar was so high, because she was getting her blood tested. I said, God dang, all you have to do is go to bed at 11. You wake up early in the morning like you usually do, and you don't have to worry about drinking, eating anything. She was told to drink, go on a liquid diet for like 8 hours because they were drawing blood, and she decided, well, shoot, I'll just take ice cream and melt it. That'll work. She was so mad. And then when the doctor said the reason why she got worse health is because I didn't have a car to take her, and my brother did not tell the doctors all the shit. He was helping her. And I said, no, you're not her friend. You killed her. Boy, it's in the family. He wouldn't tell him all this stuff. So, yeah, she was pretty evil. She was really evil. I did not like my mom. No, I did not. Because I got her in trouble telling the police what she did. Oh, yeah, I snitched on my mom. When you cause a lot of old people to not have any money to survive on, I tend to worry about the old person, and you're taken care of by my dad, and why you're doing all this stuff. You just work a job. She couldn't work a job. She got fired from them all because she couldn't work all week. 3 days was my mom's thing. And then she would have an affair with whoever was management and say my dad was crazy for thinking she had an affair with him, and everybody knew she was. You get it? So I'm like, I'm tired of dealing with these kind of people. And that's why I'm, so grateful for what I have now. And it took me a long time to fight for it. And I'm not dealing with any medications or anything. Oh, by the way, any of you who are taking medications for being sad, like, I feel sad, I gotta take a pill. Guess who's going to have Alzheimer's when they're about in their 40s or 50s? If you take medication because you feel sad or unhappy and you need a happy pill, you know what that's going to cause you? You're going to be in an old folks home because you're not going to remember your name. You get Alzheimer's. A lot of those happy pills make you have Alzheimer's. All of them, in fact. My mom used to be famous for taking them. By the time she was in her 70s, she kind of knew me. By the time she was 75, I was the pretty blonde girl. Yeah. But take all those medications to make you happy. If long-term use, if you use it over a long term, you will get Alzheimer's. Look, my brother's been taking it for years, so God, I hope he finds a good wife. I get depressed. I do have severe depression, and I've worked on it with a therapist. And what I found out was when I truly can't change things, and people come up to me, I had a coworker who'd say, "You need to buy your house," and I'm like, "Why do I need to buy my house? With what money? My ex, I could have bought this house and had it done and bought. And he could have been moved somewhere else, but he kept saying, I'm not signing the divorce papers until I feel it's perfect. And it took 4 months or longer. God, I filed in January, and it wasn't until July in the 19th that I got divorced. You put in the thing, $800 plus filing fees and all that shit. So it was close to 10 grand, but How old was I? I was 8 years old when my mom did that. I remember it totally, and I remember the argument. What happened was an older couple came over and asked them about their money. And I told them where it was so they could find it. My mom hid money on 2 older people, and I knew where she hid it. So I told them where it was when my mom walked out. I said, you know what you should do? Don't have my mom come over. You're too nice. You need to find the money. This is where it's at. And I've been waiting for you to come. Just don't come back and talk to my dad. Just leave now. So they left. And she said, where'd they go? I don't know. They're going to go. And they never came back. My mom used to do some evil things, and I tried to help. She was evil. Her father, you know what her father was? A Baptist preacher. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher. And she was evil as all sin. Oh. Oh, wow. That is amazing. If they can cure Alzheimer's, cancer, and old Lou Gehrig's disease, you know what? I enjoy watching TV, and Michael J. Fox was one of my favorite actors in the 80s. He didn't have no drama coming around him. He didn't have no shit. He probably lived his life as best he could. And it just tears my heart to see what that disease has done to him. But he's a good person. And his wife to be there with him and stuff. Man, you know what I mean? I like to see those diseases gone. Yeah, forever. I'm glad you're doing well, Macintosh. Um, oh, Macintosh, Mash. Well, I felt that, it'd be easier for me to get some stuff done around here. And I hate missing time with my man, my boyfriend. Yeah, I met him. It was the last week of December. I was talking with him in October and November. He got busy with his work, and I literally talked with him for it was like, I talked to him more than 2 weeks, okay? And then I figured, okay, he's pretty cool. And then he gave me his address. I looked up, okay, it's in a decent, I looked it up, and in Vegas, you have the north, you have areas that are being, how can I say, revitalized. And near the Haunted Museum, there's a lot of places that are revitalized and look really good. And he lives in that area, and it's really nice. So I remember when I first met him, and I didn't consider him my boyfriend up until recently. It's been like 7 months. No, be going on 6 months, excuse me. 6 months. Oh, my cat's horny. I need to get him fixed. He's like, row, row, row. So I told my boyfriend, I said, Brandon, you go make your paper. Because, I said, I just want to get to, I would love, I just feel lucky and happy. I really do. So, and the main thing is, I put my list different. Number 1 is too nice. If they are making sandwiches or having sandwiches made and they're bringing a whole dinner course over to any type of gathering, let me tell you this, they're trying too hard. All right? They really are. There's got to be a reason why. They want to get a man. They want to get noticed. They want something. They do that kind of thing. I'm not talking just take a couple, if I were to try to be nice, and I bring some crackers and stuff and food, I usually try to leave that up to the owner because I don't want to sidestep anything that they're doing. That's the reason why I wouldn't do it. So if they're too nice and they're acting real nice and bringing food to work and being nice and stuff, consider what they're doing. Say to them, and this is what I'm going to say from now, I really don't want you to bring food for me if they're just hired. Now, Menard is different. His wife's a cook. I love her stuff. I love the stuff. I even buy her Tupperware every so often. I think that they're an amazing people. Menard's not perfect, but you know what? He's got a good woman. He really does, and she loves him. I hope so. But you know how it goes. And it's like, anytime you have that, so the too nice is number one. Number two, you have limitations. You have things that you don't want people, you have like, you know, to put like a line in the middle. That's it. That's where, and if they cross it, they'll always cross it. So the thing is, if they are too nice and they're like not caring about your limitations or things. Oh, yeah. Well, my mom caused people. She caused a guy to hang himself. Took all his money, left him with nothing. Oh yeah, she was good. He owned a jewelry store, by the way. She loved jewelry. I got some of her jewelry. She was bad. And I try to tell people when I was 8, and what happened was, remember, I told the older couple, go get your money. I know where it's at. They went and got their money. And a week later, she had all plans for, you know, what she thought she had still. And her friends went to go get the money, and it was gone. And me being the big mouth going, yeah, you're evil. You don't steal. You didn't earn that money. I told my mom, you didn't get that. You're nothing but a low, what was it? I said something my grandfather said, you're just nothing but a penny thief, and that's it. And that's what happened. She went and just put my head in the toilet, kept floating. And she was going to town, and her friend left and said, you are crazy, and got my grandfather. And my grandfather pulled her off me, and he was over 6 foot tall. He was 6 foot, I think 6'3", 7. He was over 6 foot. Pulls her off, and he walked her out of the house. And then he said, oh boy, he said it was the hardest thing to not want to beat her up. That's what he told my grandmother. He said that my lips were blue and everything. They got the water and got me breathing. And then they looked at her, and they just said to her, you know, that was it. That was the start of my parents' divorce. My dad said, you touch my children, they're mine. The court, they had to file a report and everything, had me go to the doctor's office to file, who did this to you? My mother. Your mother did this? Yes, she did. Because my dad wanted to have a paper trail showing what she did, so when he divorced her, that he would have custody. All the stuff she did to me. It wasn't my brother. My brother went gallivanting with her. He kept quiet, and he was her little sweetie. Exactly, my brother's exactly like my mother, just as evil, just as. Oh, acts so sweet, and God bless you. It's a big, he don't know emotion. He would watch everybody when he was a little kid, emotion and stuff. He asked me, what does it feel like to cry, and why are you sad? Yeah, I lost my dog. My brother watched my dog get run over, and he asked me why I was sad. I think he's a psychopath. He has no emotion. He won't steal from me. He'll wait until I'm dead. That's a psychopath. Yeah. So if you put out boundaries and they go over them, if you go and you do all these things, and then you got to watch them, if they're sitting there with their arms crossed on your first date, I would suggest you either to ask them if they had a bad day, or maybe you can have a date at another time, at least before you order the food, so it's a cheaper date. It just is what it is. I've seen my mom. She was good. And she would leave. I go, don't believe my mom. She's going to take you for money. I come back, sit back, act like I didn't say anything. And in the end, she quit taking me to her scammings because guess what? I would tell them the truth. It's too good to be true. And that's why I hate when people pretend to be anybody, including my favorite actor. And Keanu Reeves isn't the only actor that's my favorite, you know. But I thought that was crazy. I would never do that, but I'm a sane person as far as... Yeah. I really... So tomorrow I'm going to go to church. Yay! I'm going to church tomorrow. She was crazy. Yeah, so when I did forgive her. Oh, it was hard. It took a lot of learning to forgive. Because she had enough money to set my brother and myself up with our own houses a long time ago. And if we would have had our own houses in California, sold them, we could have bought this house cash and had money. And because it came from my mother, it would be considered, you know, kind of different, you know. Yeah, it does. I forgave her because I knew she wasn't... My mom was what you call addicted to pills. So that's why she also had Alzheimer's and stuff. Those pink and yellow blue pills work great, but when you get older and you still use them, they don't work so great. And that's why she died of her heart problem. All those yellow, blue, green pills and stuff. Yep. So I forgave her. I realized she had a serious addiction to pills, and that's what she spent the majority of her money on. Yeah, my dad didn't know. And believe it or not, she went to prison for welfare fraud. She didn't go to prison for taking all the people's money. You know why? She thought my mom was so nice. They go, well, you know, they would make reports, but nothing would happen of it. Yeah. My mom went to prison. I don't know how long. I think it was 12 years for welfare fraud. Apparently, I had 6 other brothers and sisters. They could have just put us in a room and we could have just had wigs and everything because my mom had the wig thing going on. My mom had so many wigs, my friends in kindergarten thought I had 10 different moms. I really did. I'm not even joking. Wow, you got a new mom? Me being the practical joker, I'm a young kid. Yeah, I got a new mom. Oh, no, I don't got a new mom. That's a new wig. But yeah, you want to talk about moms? I'm glad I grew up with my dad. I really am. My dad is he may have been a hard ass, but I'll tell you this much. He had respect for women. A lot of respect. And he was screwed over by a lot of women, and he still had respect. You know what he said? I got a daughter. I got a beautiful daughter. I got to know that. She's not stupid. And if I treat her less than what I think, no. And that has always warmed my heart. Because he was brought up, my grandma... If you told her I couldn't be a president or, whatever I wanted. And she always says, there's means if someone's mentally not for the job, if they're not smart enough or they just don't, it's not their piece of cake. Yeah. But I said, women can do anything that men can do. I mean, you ever see some of these big lesbians? They can really, bodybuilders, big arms and stuff. They can do anything men can. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I've been on here for over an hour and a half. Oh, God. My mom, when I was 18, I turned into my father. I just said, I'd look at her and say the same things my dad did. And then I realized why he said it then. My mom would work at Planned Parenthood and get a bunch of free condoms. So she put them in her purse, which was like the dead zone. And when she would see people, young couples buying it, she'd pull it out. And it'd be like the clown circus of prophylactics just coming out. Different colors. Red, green, blue, yellow, boom, boom. She's pulling them out. And you're like, that's inappropriate. I'm leaving. I'm done shopping. I'm done with you. And then she goes, you're just like your dad. Thank you. I know. I'd be out the door. Thank you. I know I'm like my dad. God, I'd rather be like my dad. He had his shit together. He paid his own bills. He didn't steal from people. That's just bad. When she got older, she stole a license to be she stole my grandmother's license. Not my dad's mom, her mom from Wichita, Kansas, stole her license to be a registered nurse and got a job and thankfully didn't kill anybody. Really, she didn't kill anybody. She tried to tell me that I go, no. The court said you didn't get that license. You're lucky you didn't kill somebody. You're really lucky, because if somebody would have died on your watch, like you put in wrong medication or something, oh man, you'd be in prison again. And she never thought she could get caught. That's what I thought was funny. I was 8 and I'm like, I remember there was one time I seen her in prison. My grandma took me. And you know what? I finally got to tell my mom off. And she couldn't hit me. Oh, that was so fun. Yeah, Mom. I want to tell you this. You know when you almost killed me in the toilet? Yeah. That's a lovely thing, you know. I'm so glad I kept that toilet clean, because you couldn't keep nothing clean in the house. And by the way, I'm saying this because I know you're not going to ever touch me again. By the time you see me, I'll be a grown woman. And I hung up, and that's the last time I talked to my mom. Be careful how you treat your babies, because they're going to be the one taking care of you. My son got mad at my ex. He said to his dad, you know what? I'm going to have the biggest woman take care of you. Her name's going to be Helga. That's what he said one time. He got real mad at his dad, and he said, I'm going to have the biggest woman take care of you when you're old. Her name's going to be Helga. And I thought, oh, shit. It was difficult, though. I told her I forgave her for the toilet thing. She was on not medication. She took her yellow, blue pill, and rainbow pills and everything, and then went off her rocker. And then she decided, well, I can make more money. I can do. She had this, getting at what she wanted to do in her mind. It sounded good, but wasn't. To get extra food so she can make cookies and stuff. I've had forever bake sales everywhere around town or stuff. Like carts and stuff, like how you have. I said, Jesus, Mom, you can't even work a full week. But I told her that, if people want to make themselves better, then obviously they're not sociopaths. I do. I just have severe depression, and I got to get myself out of it. And the one thing to keep with dealing with my severe depression, I make sure, even if I'm not working, I take a shower every day. I get up and eat. I usually leave something to do over in town. Like, oh, I got to do this and this just to get out. I got to get out at least once a day, on a weekday, or, just to put myself, if I'm in a sad mood, just to get out, smile, and be around people who are nice, go to the park, something. Walk, get your endorphins going. Because that's what I do. I try to get myself out there. Because if I don't, feel sad. You know, if I'm not in a good mood, I had a kind of bad day or something, I gotta make it better. Okay. Yes, I did. I've had. Um, Actually, it wasn't from my childhood. I had the tools that we all learn when we're 18 and 19, when we go out in the world and we learn how to cope and deal with people working. Well, because I'm going to be honest, because I let him do this, to not have interactions with friends, to not have interactions outside the family, to, you know, be able to know how to act for 35 years, being pretty much, he's afraid I'd find somebody better than him and leave him. And I was, for years, you know, it was hard because I just was in that section of life. Yeah, it was. I wanted my freedom in the 90s. I wanted my freedom in the early 2000s. And he actually told me I didn't know what I wanted. No, I want out. You know, that's what I wanted. I just wanted out. I mean, when a guy can't keep true to somebody, let's just break it off. Let's just divorce. I don't want to ever get divorced. Well, obviously, you're acting like you're not even married. I mean, if you're not going to act married, then why be married? You know what I mean? It's a lifelong process, and I hope people understand. Yeah, I have a childlike attitude, and I'm sorry. But I've always been that way, you know, just a happy person, you know. In that sense, that's just, you know, I'm happy being happy. But I would never expect my significant other, if I was being a hoe bag, going, yeah, that's okay. No, that's not okay. I was told by my mother-in-law some guys have more needs than women. I go, really? Well, shoot, my vibrators are just being used up. I think I got needs too. And she looked at me. I go, yeah, I got vibrators. I got like about 20 of them. I did. I had 20 vibrators because I'm going to be honest. If your man is not screwing you for 2 weeks, it's a long time for me. I'm going to be honest. I'm a sexual person. I do love it. Oh my God, you got it right, John. It's almost even hard because it's like walking to a funeral home every day to a partner you've already lost. They become a stranger and a housemate, but they're gone. So, oh, exactly. And that I was like, okay. So I go to visit my dad. He's like, hey, your doctor, that doctor is also Paul. This is what he told me. Had an interesting conversation with me at lunch. And my friend, really, he joined you? Yeah, because he's really worried. He told my dad the reason why he was going 2 weeks is also because he got VD and he was taking medication. He didn't want to give it. He didn't want to share those things because I told him if he gave me VD, I would tell everybody that he gave me VD and I'm divorcing him. And he pretty much said, you didn't hear it from me. That was in the early 2000s, and yeah, I tried. Apparently, it didn't work out. Drinking a whole bunch, being drunk, and causing problems and shit didn't work out. So yeah. So it was the third time was when I went next door and I walked in to my next door neighbor's house, and she has this bureau thing. So I thought, she always told me, oh, you don't need to knock, you just walk right in. And I did just that and caught her pulling her dress up and finding out that she colored the same color that was down on her bush was on her head. And she pulled it up, and then you can hear my ex in the bedroom, and I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I just backed up, closed the door, and acted like I just got and knocked on. I did not. I had to make a plan, because all the other plans where I acted like mad and angry and getting no one and getting, no. I had to make up a plan because I had to, yeah, this is done. That's what I had to deal with. All summer I was outside. My hair got white blonde, because if I go out in the sun, my hair will naturally turn blonde. I don't need to dye it. I just stay out in the sun. Shoot, my hair turns white blonde. I was tanner than a Mexican. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not being racist or anything, but I was as dark as a Mexican. In fact, I got called, hey, you know, this, oh, you're not no, I just want to avoid the house is what I did. Because I was thinking, when I'd be outside high as fuck and sitting out in the sun thinking how I was going to get. Then suddenly, my friend Christina told my ex to come down and hang out with her and help her move. And I didn't want her to come back here because, god dang, she's a massive alcoholic. Oh, so he goes there for 2 months and makes up every excuse that why he's there. I'm having my meltdown. I'm having severe depression. And finally I came up to the thing, I'm just going to divorce him. I just need to get my happiness. And that's what I did. So I'm like, I love you, John. I mean, you're not in that point like a friend, you know, god dang. I don't want people thinking I'm falling in love with everybody. Yeah, I love everybody. And I just try to put out, if it is too good to be true, guess what? It is too good to be true. Really. My mom was the most evil person I've ever met. She was the best actress. She couldn't memorize lines, but I can tell you, she hated me because sometimes I can have the ability, the reason why I'm looking up and thinking is because I'm trying to see the picture in my head, what it says. And she could never do that. And she could not memorize lines and be on time and not cause a lot of drama. Yeah. She's just bad. And that's why I'm glad I grew up with my dad. My dad taught me how to iron. My dad taught me how to clean. He taught me how to date. He was like, he was better than my mom. And shoot, Mr. Mom, that was my dad. He already had that in the bag a long time ago. And I'm very grateful. I really am. Of all you people, you guys are so good. So tomorrow I'll be on. It's a week. Well, no. It's a Sunday. I'll be on at 12. No. I'll be on at 1 because I have church. And just in case it runs over or not, I'll put 12:30, just in case. Because I got to have travel time. It takes me about 15-20 minutes, I will. I feel bad about what she did to the people. She really did some bad things. I mean, real bad things. She may have not have shot the gun to do that, but she pushed the person to jump over the hill type thing. Yeah. But she was a nice person when she got off the pills and stuff. For times, she'd be nice. You know, how can I say? When she started losing her memory, she was really nice. I'm serious. When she lost her memory, damn, she thought I was the nicest person. You know, your mom must be so happy. Yep, my mom is real happy. She thinks I'm the bestest of all. Oh, yeah. I had a time where I can talk to her. You have what you call windows of time is what I call them. And she called up, and you know what she said? She said, I'm asking for your forgiveness and stuff. And it was my real mom, not the mean pill popping mom. It was the mom I knew who used to braid my hair, and she would sing. You know, my mom knew all of anything to sing for gospel because of her dad being a Baptist not Baptist, minister. And he was really good. He had his own church, and she knew him by heart. She'd be doing my hair. So the only thing I asked her is to sing with her one of the hymns that she knew. Yeah, because I wanted to get her what she still remembered before it closed down. Once it closed down, you don't know when the window of time would open up. I forgave her. Yeah, because the real her was a real sweet person. The pill popping, you know, that person, yeah, that's been done and buried a long time ago before she ever went in the ground. Aw, thank you, John. You probably got a big heart. I mean, so sweet. Well, let's pray for my mom. I know she's up there in heaven. You know, dear God, please help me forgive my mom. Please help me forgive all the evil things she did to these people, and that she herself will, now that she's in heaven, will know that they weren't good. She will have to pay the piper one way or another. Well, you know, just for forgiveness and everything, to have love and light surround our relationship from now on. Amen. I mean, I look exactly like her, except several things. I'm same height and everything. My dad said, I got a bigger chest than she does, and a better butt, is what I was told by a friend of mine. He said I had a better butt than my mom. Why, you go to bed with my mom? No. Just, we had the same type of, we had like, you could see our butts and stuff, and he said I had a better butt than she did. Oh, yeah. Yes, hear our prayer, God. Yes, hear our prayer. She was a good person, though. Her real person was good. But the pill popping, you know, other person was not good at all. And that's why I wasn't into any drugs. I didn't get into them because I seen what they did to my mom and other people that I held dear. They would get into the drugs, and it was not a good deal. Oh, so good. It does. It's funny though, you know, it was like, oh, the only thing I can do is to tell people there are really good liars out there that will look you in the eye and go, you know what? I didn't do that. I didn't go to bed with that guy. He drove me home. Yeah, he bought me some stuff like soda pop and stuff. I didn't go to bed with him, even though we were talking and getting all giggly together. My mom was good in as being that. But if she would have stayed off of everything, she would have been a better mom. She would have still been married to my dad. My dad truly loved that woman. He really did. But, you know, like I said, love only goes so far. And then, you know, like my dad said, when you crap, you know, when you keep crapping on the love, you know. But my mom was smart. She said, oh, you're hanging out with your friends, aren't they? She figured it out. They were cokeheads. That's why they got everything done and were so skinny. I didn't know that. My mom knew that. She told my dad, she said, I had a conversation with your dad on the phone. Oh, crap. You guys were actually talking. Okay. You get to go and see no-nos. Wait, who the fuck is no-nos? Well, you got this, like, thing in the back of your room, you know, no-nos. Nope, I got to see a guy who had used a great amount of coke, died of a heart attack, and he had a really big nose that was flat. And got to see it, and it was not pretty. It really wasn't. It's not a good look. And I've talked to people who used to use coke, said, yeah, you know, I talked to someone, they got a hole in their nose and stuff. I don't need that shit. I never used. But boy, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an enhancement when you sweat through it. It smells to me, my nose. I know when people are doing coke because I could smell it through their sweat or whatever. It smells to me like almost cotton candy. I could smell that. I don't know why. I thought the 80s smelled good. That's what I told a friend. I thought the 80s smelled good. The 90s, the grunge, ugh. No one used deodorant. It was horrible. The 90s grunge music was awesome. But the dressing, the people didn't dress as nice as they do now. Some of them looked like they crawled out from a freeway pass. I like the 80s glam. Everyone's all dressed up, and then 90s. I was like, oh, this sucks. I'd be overdressed everywhere I went. I finally said, hell with it. I didn't care. Brother John, you speak the truth. It is. It is. You got to forgive them because it leaves that weight right here, you know. So yeah, I said to my son, well, I'm all spent up, but at least I'll have my son will fix my washer right. He'll get it all done. So I said, okay, I'm kind of spit broke now, so I'm good. I'll go to church tomorrow and I'll sing. I'll think of my mom in a good way. She really knew. You would mention a hymn, an old hymn. My mom would sing it word for word, knew it. Boom, boom. She knew all the hymns, all the gospel hymns. Oh yeah. Because I would hear her in the morning singing it. And she had a pretty good voice, eh? I could say that. She really did. She could sing. Only gospel hymns. That was it. That was her forte. Country music, gospel hymns. And my aunt, she did both. And by the way, yes, you can tell that all my aunts and cousins that are females, we all have a certain look. And we all kind of look alike. Oh yeah, on my mom's side, you could tell that when I go into a grocery store and my if it's like where all my aunts reside and everything. So you know so and so? Yeah, that's my aunt. You know so and so and so. Yeah, it's happened. My dad thought it was hilarious. I was 18 and he goes, "Yeah, you look like, the goddess. Yes, I'm Goddess Stefania. Yes, yes, come over here. Goddess Omega will help you. Yes." I always thought I had an aunt who looked exactly how you would think that Wonder Woman would look. And she was tall. She was over 6 foot. She was a beautiful woman. I was so proud to be. That's my aunt. Yeah. Really? Yeah, that's my aunt. Yeah. Oh. And yeah, I know it's hard. But I consider I'm an upgraded version. Not as evil. You just have to really piss me off. I mean, you gotta really piss me off. Like, I think I really learned what my boundaries were at work, and I don't really get close to anyone for a 3-month period. Find out if they make it. Yeah, I'm serious, and I don't get close at all. Mm-mm. After that, I'll get a little, because I don't know what kind of person they are. I don't know if they're this, that, whatnot. I don't got time. I'm just here to work. So if you can't make it in a 3-month period of the finalized, yeah. Yeah. I don't need to defend no one. You're right. I'm just glad. No, it wasn't my fault. I did all I could, and that's. I'm sure God's going, well, you did all you could. You just, you. But I do try to tell people there are really good liars out there. I married one. At one time I was married to one, and going next door, finding what I found and backing up and going, I can't do this no more. I really need to buckle down. I really I want my happiness, is what I thought to myself. I remember sitting outside in my backyard after getting out of the pool and thinking, how hard is this going to hurt me? And I thought, well, I want my happiness. I will not get my happiness with someone who's going to sleep with the next door neighbors. I sat there and I thought and I thought and I thought about it. He's always made the excuse that I never made time for him. I made time for him anytime. All he did was drink in the kitchen nook area, and I would be begging him. And it just was like, I finally found out. I have my life sucked because I had a person who just seen me as someone to just sleep with every so often. He would sleep with me, but it was like they were more jealous of me than loving. And I'm so glad I fought for my freedom. I'm happy. I'm probably the happiest I've been in a very long time. I know where I'm going. I know where I've been. And I'm planning out new travels in my life. And that's what I want. This is so good. I am so glad that I have spent my time with you guys. You guys are amazing. But I'm glad that, I have an idea about how evil people will work. And when you go on a dating site, they're not going to tell you they're evil. They don't think they're evil. Sociopaths, you know, they go to bed with everything and then some. And then you got the psychopaths who will probably screw you and kill you, you know, or might screw you after you're dead, so, hey. I want people informed. Information is golden. And if you know if you're on a date and it's not going good, excuse yourself from it, pay your bill and go home and think of it as a learning experience and knock it up as that. And block them. And don't tell them where you live. That's why you meet somewhere else. Not in a motel room. At least if you're talking on a website or whatever, try to talk to that person for 3 months to find out what they're like. Talk on the phone. Like, you know, keep it non-sexual, or if you keep it sexual, just say to the point, let's not get together for 3 months. Let's try to keep this going and see how it goes. But dating sites, that when I started talking to Brandon, I used up all my new rules, you know, and they all worked out. Talking to them for over a month is a big help. Even 2 weeks. Be honest as possible. But if you tell them, you know, you gotta, if you don't find out if you're talking to them for a month and you meet them in a public place, and it's not that you gotta know that, you know, to believe that they have a car and they have someone else pick them up when you know, it doesn't work out and they told you they had a car. Boy, then you're thinking, wow, you know, I just dodged a bullet. This person could have been a leech. Thank you, John. Peace be with you. I appreciate you very much. Well, I'm going to go now. I had extra time to talk, which was really good, because yesterday was a bomb out day. I was so mad with the internet. I'm so sorry. So I'll be on at 12:30. If I'm running late, you know, but it should be a easy home because I don't got no money to spend. So keep a prayer in your pocket and love in your heart. All right, bye.